Hello, welcome to another video. So, I did this over the course of a couple days, and this is my roof that extends actually over the RV and gives me my door without rain on it, snow. So I just made up some brackets basically, and the kind of funny thing about this whole setup is my my beams there are they're a little twisted, whatever. But those twists, the way I put this all together, kind of translated out like the twist is kind of then up here on the ridge line as well a little bit, which is not a big deal because when I put the roofing on it, I can adjust all those that are out a little bit from the twist in, and then it's all going to be screwed together. So those are insanely strong. Like that looks like whatever it looks like. I can put nearly all my weight on the tips of those. Some are stronger than others, but combined, super strong. Then I've got plywood that's going to lock in this whole end and the other. So this whole thing will have a plywood piece that goes over, locks that whole section together on both ends. Same thing down there. And then, the sheeting. So that's kind of what I'm working on today. And there's so much left though. I mean, there's the roofing, and this is gonna have kind of, yeah, like walls. I guess the walls will go, here, reach back to the beam in, so there'll be a whole blocked area on both sides, and all the things will go here, and the siding. It's just tons of stuff that I have left to put on this thing to make it finished, but it is so strong already. It's just, I've got hundreds of pounds of beam up here right? And then I'll come in and I'll put a few metal tabs in and weld down, and that is never going to move. These things don't want to move because they're 4x12s. Like they're just like, and especially this composite one over here, like for the physics, for it to get up over itself, to tip one way or the other, it has to lift all this weight up and get over the geometry of that while fighting all that. Yeah, I'm very confident about the engineering on this. That is going to be freaking more than strong enough. Like all this stuff I've done, it's blown as hard as it blows. Now, given that's a little lower than this, but still. But this, I'm getting the front roof finished before I even put the boards on this, because without that roof done, this by itself would be a sail. Not good. So that's why I have to completely finish that outer edge before I even start to sheet all this, so the wind can just blow through here. Now these, there was a crazy wind after I put these in, and they were just toenailed, and they didn't even blow over. So, this thing is a rock. There's so much, just literally just weight. I have no idea what these things like, but they're flooring. You put them like that and they can hold whatever you put on a floor, a normal floor. So I mean, that's a lot of strength, right? And I still have yet to tie this top board of each one of these on this side down with a board that goes from here to there, right? Which I have here. So this top board on all these is tied to that beam. So the way these things are strong is they're strong down and maybe pulling and a little bit squishing. They're not super strong like this, like so sideways. That's not a great strength of theirs. And then I'm just assuming that it's up is not super strong as well. So that's why I'm tying them in. So the strength is all transferred. The load of, this is the wind load, the load that would pick it up and pull it away, would separate everything in theory. So while I'm tying those down, then there'll also be down the center an entire row of this same stuff just cut and then mounted in there in the center, right? So I've got zero worries about this stuff. And this stuff, actually, I didn't realize, this stuff comes in a couple different flavors. Like this is actually a composite on composite. So there's composite and that's composite. But then some of these, like this one here, this one's just regular old wood. Yeah, this one's just regular wood and then composite below it. So I got a couple different flavors of wood in here. A couple of these I didn't have enough full length, so I had to do doubles. All right, so there's two of those, one there and one down there. Yeah, so yeah, it's a huge project, but boy, when this thing is completely done, which I don't even know, some weeks, a week, 2, 3, I have no idea. It's actually a lot of the slow stuff, which is this, right? Like when I get ready to put the decking on that or the whatever roofing on that, then, I mean, that won't take any time at all. I mean, I'll probably literally put the plywood, tar paper, and most, if not all, the metal on this whole thing in one day. So, yeah, anyway, that's an update for this big bad boy. And people would have been totally amused with this whole thing had I shown the process of putting these big ass beams up. And all these big ass beams, all those main ones, right? I only got that a 1/4 inch off. You can see a tiny little gap, and I couldn't even see the gap when I was doing it. Like this tiny on one side. So on the other side, it's not even as pronounced. And from the ground, when I was putting this all together, I couldn't see it at all. But that's literally the only kind of mistake. And the only mistake is it's like a 1/4 inch too high. So if I would have noticed that, I could have put the thing down in the ground a little bit. That would have been a little more perfect right there. But the way I have this all tied in with these metal brackets, like that wood doesn't know it's not that wood. All this wood thinks it's all the same wood at this point. It's so connected that it's all just one piece of wood basically. So, but getting that up there, you would not have believed how beautifully that backhoe just sets stuff up on there. Just, oh, so satisfying. Anyway, this is the update. Peace.